Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is November 24th and I have officially been home for about a week now, a little bit over a week, and it has been a surprisingly busy week. It is what I consider to be my official first week of my gap year since I have been released into the freedom of the world and have returned to my childhood home, aka where I will be living for the next 10 months until I can go back to school next fall. So I came back home last Sunday from my quarantine hotel. I was going to film a part 2 of the quarantine vlog, but then I realized the things I did were quite redundant, so I decided not to. I decided to really take the advantage of being home to reorganize my living space because I live in a quite compact room. I think my room is about 8 square meters, which is not a lot of room, and considering that there are 2 closets, a giant bookshelf and a desk and just many things, many belongings collected from 19 years of my life. So basically, I took this time to really reorganize everything because I never really head to toe organized my room. I used to put everything on display, but I think that with a really small room, that's not ideal because you already have very limited space. So if things are on display, it feels like you have even less space and it can look really cluttered. I filmed bits and pieces of my days so you guys can see what I've been up to. So COVID here has been managed very well since the procedures here are quite strict, especially with people coming in from abroad. Just letting you guys know. But if you are still in a place where there are cases, please be careful. Yeah, I hope you guys enjoy this vlog slash room makeover slash room tour. So I'll see you guys very soon. I'm back home for the first day. My room is quite chaotic, but I've finally managed to clear everything off my bed. There's so much stuff I have to clean up and unpack and unbox. So I'm going to wait a bit until tomorrow morning to do most of the unboxing so I can kind of film stuff.
Welcome back to another voiceover. I decided to do this instead of written captions so people can actually see what I'm doing instead of try and read what's written. I spent like 5 hours reorganizing my old art supplies, going from oil paint to acrylic paint to pencils. I also ordered some polymer clay for some shop projects, so here's me organizing them into rainbow colors, and it was super satisfying to look at when I completed the process of putting them. Look at that, it's just beautiful. And I also cleared out some old drawers so that I could put in new things or just organize things by category. So I also tossed out some old supplies because some of my paint just all dried up or just weren't usable anymore. Woo! Here we are making and baking things. So for my mom's birthday, I decided to make her a little incense stand because she really likes to just burn some incense during the days and during the weekends to give the house a nice musky atmosphere. So I decided to design a little incense stand inspired by her cat, which I now see as our cat because she is the most adorable thing ever, even though it took her like a good couple days or couple weeks to bond with me. She's very shy, but it's been super nice having her company and just listen to her purr when I'm stressed or sad, or even when I'm happy, honestly. So I made this little base using some air dry clay, but I decided to also bake it to make it dry quicker because it's been very cold here. So after the base dried, I painted on a white layer of acrylic paint and then layered on the patterns with the same paint. And lastly, I glazed the outside with a glossy acrylic medium because I thought that it would look nice and more clean, and I would use my hairdryer to dry it because, again, it was very cold. And here is the final finished outcome. My mom really liked it, so I'm really happy. So my bathroom is another location in my house that is quite chaotic and messy. I decided to buy some of these like little shelf organizers to organize my skincare items and makeup because I like to keep all my things in the bathroom since the mirror has really good lighting, so I like to do my makeup there. I have a lot of products, which is kind of problematic, but I think as long as they're organized, it doesn't seem messy and I can use all of them without forgetting where they are, which is one of the main goals of organizing my living space right now. It's to fully utilize everything that I have. So I just finished baking the shrinky dink and I made them into like these tiny components that I might make into keychains or necklaces. I haven't really figured out how to make necklaces yet because I don't really have the chains, so I might need to buy some of those. These are the leaf ones and they are so much smaller than I thought they would be. So they're a little bit too small, but I still think this is quite cute. But I think that they're so small that like the chain looks thick, which is not what I like. So I might have to draw them a little bit bigger. But other than that, it's now 6 p.m. So I'm gonna go finish cooking dinner because my mom's gonna be home really soon. Just a side note, I'm cooking and I absolutely love this sweater, but the problem is the sleeves. Like, I love this sweater because of this. I love this sweater especially because of the sleeves, but then I also hate it because of the sleeves because today has been a day full of crafting with a lot of sticky stuff and glue and paint
paint and cooking, and this is not convenient, I swear. I guess I have to roll this like this. Now I'm just waiting for my mom to come back and then we can have dinner.
Hello? 不要跑 please.
Hello and welcome to my humble abode. This is where I currently live and will live for the next couple months. It's not very big, but it's very cozy, and this is where I work and where I sleep. So I found that it was important to divide these two spaces, and my mom helped me do that by placing a closet in the middle of the room, and I think we've done that since I was very little, so it's very convenient. There are quite little decorations, not many. Here's a Tintin poster that we got from the Tintin Museum in Belgium. It's one of my favorite comics. Here's the entrance of the room. I placed a little basket on the top to help store some of those things I need, such as my keys and maybe my wallet. I also store some other things next to it, which is this cabinet thing with an open shelf as well as an interior storage thing. I decided to dedicate this shelf space to things that inspire me and things I use to make all my creative things. So I have my favorite graphic novels and comics in that specific unit, and I display them. So when I feel like I need some inspiration, I just pick a book and I flip through it. Down here is my camera and recording equipment. So just some tripods and microphones and camera cleaning stuff. There's more in that box underneath, but I keep it closed so that dust doesn't get in. In the open bookshelf, we have some Chinese books, English books, history books, and folders that I have collected over the years. Up there are some English and Chinese books that I want to read in these next coming months. Down here, we have some folders with documents and things I've collected. I don't remember where they come from. And I like to decorate these shelves with some artworks I have, as well as some little trinkets. I keep my art and design books down here right next to my graphic novels and inspiration books because these also help me make things. I love all of these books. I collected them from so many different art museums and book fairs and all that, and I honestly am so tempted to mail all these to myself when I leave home again. I know that's probably stupid because they're so heavy, but honestly, they just help my brain make new things and make me not feel like I'm hitting a creative block all the freaking time. Over here, next to my bed, we have this lovely little soy candle that I got from Rhode Island, I think 2-3 years ago when I was at the RISD pre-college program. It holds a lot of memory to me because I also used this candle when I was in my dorm, so the nice grapefruit warm smell brings back a lot of nostalgic memories, and I sometimes like to light it just to stare at the flames, not even really for the smell. It's just really calming, you know? Inside this cabinet, I keep some of the things I don't like to have on display because it looks messy. So I have my makeup and my jewelry. It took actually so long to organize all my jewelry and my makeup because I am someone who struggles to let go of things even if they're basically broken. So it's difficult, but I have these Muji storage and jewelry organization boxes that I use to categorize and keep my jewelry in specific sections. So I have larger earrings, smaller earrings, studs, necklaces, and here I have my hoops. And down there I have like my special necklaces and even my watches. So nothing too special, but just well organized. So basically this is just the first area of shelves and organizers that I have in my room. So it is the most accessible part other than my desk area, which is where I'm going to show you next. This is where I work, this is where I read, this is where I watch my YouTube videos, where I edit. I am rooted here. I have done so much work on this desk this time because it used to be so covered in just stuff. I have a little corkboard here, but I emptied it so that I can display some of the work I've done recently, such as these clay earrings I made. There were some clips of this. I also have this cutting board as a part of my desk because I make a huge mess when I paint and cut things, so I like to have this here. And I have my journals and my iPad ready to be used at any moment. I like to keep my iPad on my desk so that I can access it whenever I have any ideas. I also bought this Canon Pixma printer. This is brand new, and this was the only spot I could fit it in. Here's a stick-on drawer that is underneath my desk for more stationery storage. I have several things on here on display, such as my perfume bottles and this little locket watch thing that my mom got me in London. I also have this little nice bamboo basket where I store some of the things I use on a daily basis. Here's an electric pencil sharpener that I never use and some markers, as well as my painting box where I keep my watercolor and gouache paint, as well as my paintbrushes. It's surprising that this little box fits perfectly in my desk. On the top area of my desk, I just have some empty storage boxes, which I created using the empty drawer frame from my old drawers, which is this. I have these cute animal decorations too. And on the top, I have this clear Muji drawer where I store the stickers I made. Keep an eye out, guys. My shop's opening very, very soon. Here's a cute Smurf lunchbox, which I use to store my guitar cleaning stuff. And this is my windowsill. I put some stationery things here as well. I have some color pencils and pens in my pencil bags and a little drawer to keep more stuff. And I have my shop drawers here. It's 8 stories tall. Do we use that word for drawers? I have a special tip for people. Use the little gaps in your room. I use this gap between my closet and the wall to store my yoga and workout stuff. And in here, I have all of the stuff I am currently using for my shop, such as clay things and jewelry materials and all that. On this closet, I keep some of my prints and posters that I made to have some little decorations. And I leave my guitar close to me so I can strum it whenever I feel like it. I have this full body mirror that's on my closet, which I bought from the internet, and I just stuck it onto my closet with some sticky tape. Here is the most important part of my room, which is my under the bed storage. I keep so many things down here. I have my guitar amp things, my cords, my charcoal and pencils and markers and ink and everything you can possibly think of. I use these larger boxes for bigger materials, so I have oil paint here, some canvases, acrylics, and just anything you can think of that's painting related, so I keep them in this one box. And then within the other box, which you see here, I keep all my papers and supplies that I use to paint on, so including sketching paper, watercolor, Bristol, just anything you can imagine. I just have so many things collected through the years. It's insane. And lastly, we have come back to the entrance of the room where I keep my clothes and hoodies and bags. So that is the end of the room tour.
Okay guys, that's it for my room tour. Before I go, I'd like to give a few tips and tricks for the best ways to organize your living space if you're someone who works from home, which I know many freelance artists and art students are doing right now because of the pandemic. I would just recommend getting a load of storage boxes and files and folders to keep your things nice and neat and organized, because this can prevent your materials from going bad or drying up or just you know, losing things, because even though if you live in a really small space, it's still very easy to lose things if things are disorganized. Another thing I recommend is take advantage of your wall space, your floor space. Use little gaps in your room to store things, especially things you don't use often. Use the top of your closets, your bed. If you have a bunk bed, it's definitely a great way to keep things. Baskets, boxes, drawers, just anything to keep things stored but also hidden, because things on display again makes things look cluttered. I definitely watched a lot of room organization videos prior to fixing my room because I felt the need to kind of see how other people do it, because as much as organization videos are useful, it's best to know what's the most suitable for your living space for the purposes that you need, which for me were, you know, having a cozy space where I feel comfortable, that I can decorate, but also have enough space to store all the materials I need for my work and my shop. For now, I think I'm going to keep my room this way for a while, and if I need to change it up a bit, I'll definitely need to do some planning and thinking. But I'm very happy with how it is now. I can finally do all my work easily with the little desk space that I do have. I hope you guys enjoyed this little room makeover, room tour video, and I'll see you guys next time.